When it comes to configuring embroidery as a decoration process in DecoNetwork, you want to come into the general settings and first make sure the minimum is set. If you have a minimum of 6, make it 6. You need to identify what the maximum amount of colors that you're going to allow for uploaded artwork. You know, if you have a 15 head machine, you don't want a customer uploading 30 colors of embroidery. You want to restrict it to this 15. Next, we want to come into price tables. When it comes to embroidery, it's very common to calculate the price based on the quantity of stitches in the artwork. When we are using the design tool to put together a quote in Business Hub, or the customer's on a front-end site doing it, or we're making a pre-decorated product, when the artwork is uploaded, it has a size. And with Deco, we are looking at the size and we're estimating how many stitches are going to be needed to create that design. Now, if we upload an EMB or DST file, it is actually going to have the exact stitch count and we're not estimating. The estimation is really for when we're uploading a bitmap or vector image and we need to just kind of guess based on the size of the artwork. So on the left-hand column here, I have my stitch quantity breaks. So 0 to essentially 7,000 stitches is this, and then 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Maybe I want to simplify this. So I'll change how many rows. Let's make it 2 rows. Maybe it's 0 to 10,000 stitches is this. Each additional 1,000 goes from there. Something I've seen over the past 10 years, more and more shops are throwing out the looking at stitch count. It's really the same amount of material. I'm going to use the same amount of backing to do a left chest with 1,000 versus 10,000 stitches. Thread is cheap. I mean, it's one of the cheapest materials used in decorating. It's all about the machine time. The more stitches, the longer it takes to sew. But shops are kind of averaging out, making it easier. Hey, if it's a left chest, this is the price if it's a name. If it's not a name, it's a logo, this is the price. So like in my shop, not saying you have to do it this way, I have kind of like 3 rows. I have 0 to 4,000. I can do a quick name drop very fast. But if it's a logo, now I've got to select the right color and just do other things. So we have it 4 to essentially 15 or 20,000, which encapsulates almost every hat, left chest design. This is the price. Name this, logo that, keeping it simple. Just always remember, the last row is almost always per additional 1,000. All right, it's really that simple to create this table. Set how many rows and columns you have, plug in your numbers, and just know that that last row is typically per additional 1,000 stitches. Within the production settings, you can download 2 file formats. Pretty much we always want to download a DST and an EMB file. If you are a Wilcom user, you do want to look at what type of format you are outputting. Within the designer settings, we can configure what is possible when it comes to uploading artwork on the front end or back end of the site. Make sure this match images to palette. It's kind of like the general settings, how many colors can be added. Most of the time, I don't want to map more than 9 colors. Color palette. This is very important. Unless you're using a color reel embroidery machine, you are going to use each color in the design needs its own spool of thread. So what you want to do is import a palette, or probably you're going to come to add palette. You're going to copy an existing palette and find the brand of thread. Madeira Polyneon 40 is by far the most popular. Add this, and once you've added it, you can come into it and delete whatever colors you don't have on hand. In my shop, we like to, we default, these are the 90 colors we have on hand. Here's the whole palette of the Polyneon 40. So we have access to both. Embroidery. Anytime non-DST or EMB artwork is uploaded, it's a bitmap or a vector. We have to digitize it. So we're going to charge a digitizing fee. So here in Artwork Fee, this is where we're going to set our digitizing fee. And you can even control this per price level. So if you wanted to charge less to certain customers to digitize their artwork, you can. Once you've configured the general settings, the color palette, and you've set your digitizing fee, at minimum, you must do that. come down into decoration pricing and map the table that you have created. We need to map the price table here. Do know that you can also set here the approximate stitches per square inch. So if you think deco is under or overestimating how many stitches are going to actually need to be used to create a design, odds are you may need to change this. If you think you're underestimating, increase it. If you're overestimating, decrease it. It's all about how many per square inch or per square centimeter, depending on what your localization measurements are set to.